There was no security, no police. Witness narrates how Ibadan Stampede claimed lives. Of course, that event that that funfair that led to almost that large death toll is a very tragic situation. How can you plan to do a charity work that involves 5,000 participants, no police, no DSS, no road safety, no VIO, no safety plan in place, no medical emergency in place, knowing fully well that anytime you organize that kind of thing, there will always be stampede and there will always be casualty. That would have been anticipated in the planning process. Why were all of that skipped in the whole process? Just put people together and just to cook jollof rice to give and you call it a charity work. Eh? And this is why some Nigerians will say this thing sacrifice, not be normal. Because you can't put people together like this without any plan. And you know Nigeria, because of hunger and hardship, all right? When you anywhere there is a free thing, if you call for 2,000 will show. If you call for 2,000, 10,000 will show. That is how it is. So when you planned 5,000 or you planned 2,000, you should know that double that number will show because one, it is free. So now a witness is now confessing and narrating that there was no police on ground, no security agent on ground, no road safety, no medical agency, medical emergency group, nothing. And you just did it. No wonder the situation was out of control. Again, some Nigerians will still see it as maybe a political sacrifice somewhere. I'm telling you. And personally, I will sometimes it's difficult to debunk such, even though without proof. Idayata Abubakar, who witnessed the children's Funfair Stampede in Ibadan, which happened at the Islamic High School in Bashorun, Ibadan, Oyo State, has recounted how the tragic incident claimed many lives. Wow. So Nigerian News reports that Abubakar, in an interview with The Cable, revealed that over 2,000 people traveled from Ogbomosho, Ishenyi, and Osun State, to the event venue on Tuesday and camped inside the school enduring the crisp cold of the night. Can you imagine? So immediately people had a whimp of the idea of the information that such event was going to hold and it was a free one. People traveled overnight and slept in the school premises before the morning. Those are the lapses. If you're organizing a program, why will people arrive there 24 hours to the program and slept there? And there was nobody monitoring and managing the venue. It was a free access to all. And people came and slept overnight because of hunger. They're looking for a way to get something for free. And then the following morning, more crowd pumped in. And then at the end of the day, most people that came for that did not go back home alive. That's very bad. So this is also tragic and very disappointing to hear that people came from Ogbomosho, from various places in Sheyi and Osun State and came to that place over the night, slept there. Meanwhile, the organizer did not do anything to at least give recognition of that hazard, that people are pumping in more than I planned. What are the security and safety measures in place? Nothing. Just because you want to do charity and get and become famous and then gain popularity. Everything is social media popularity. Everything is getting fame. That is just what it is. And that is why some people, anybody that is looking at it like a kind of political end of year sacrifice, I will not be surprised. So according to her, the CEO of Agidigbo FM, Oriyomi Hamzat, had told the attendees that ticket sharing would begin at 6 a.m. However, Hamzat did not arrive at the venue until a few minutes before 8 a.m. on the day. And with his arrival came chaos, of course. So this is exactly what led to the stampede. You said there will be ticket sharing by 6 a.m. and almost 8 a.m. around 8 a.m. was when you came. Immediately you came, people knew that it was time to start sharing the ticket, and the next thing, stampede to have access to that ticket, is what killed people. Now, wow. Wow. This Nigeria says sometimes is it illiteracy or inexposure that is making people not to understand the basic rudiments of gathering people together. In foreign countries, you cannot gather people together without some measures being put in place. Even the capacity of the venue will be considered. The safety, security measures in place will be considered. Medical emergency attendance will also be considered. But here, nothing. So Abubakar stated that there was no security or police at the venue or at the event, which made it impossible to control the attendees, which is the crowd. Hamzat was said to have tried to manage the crowd from the gate's entrance, but was overwhelmed. Of course, he would be overwhelmed. So she said, as of 10 p.m. on Tuesday, when I left the school, there were already about 2,000 people in the school, if not more. Can you imagine? So if you ask why someone like me was there, the event was not for the poor. For me, it was more or less like fun. Like we went for a picnic. We had our dishes and lots of snacks for our kids, watched those that would win the scholarship, and made posts on social media. I bought new shoes for my baby and made a new hairdo for her just for the event. Can you imagine? So immediately he got to the scene, people started hailing him. When he saw the crowd, he put his hand on his head. They had to smuggle him inside. While opening the gate for him, people rushed in and started falling on themselves and each other. So there was no security, no police to control the crowd. Can you imagine? That's bad. So my younger sister got injured. She was stepped on with her baby. Till now, she has not recovered. A lot of us were trapped with our babies. I was backing my baby, and my sister was holding hers. So when they pushed her, she fell on the floor. She fainted twice, and when I saw her, they were already pouring water on her head. At one point, the baby could not even breathe. Can you imagine? So they opened the walkway gate when the stampede started at the main gate, and I was at the front of the gate, so I was able to walk in unhurt. So when he could not control the crowd anymore, he and his boys had to jump the fence to control people from behind. But at this point, it was already out of control. He started hitting people with a big stick to stop them from falling further, on those at the front, Abubakar said. That was when I started hearing different things. We started seeing casualties. People fainted, lost their phones and belongings, and people fell on their children. That's bad. That's bad. I'm telling you. That's bad. Okay, so now let me see somebody saying no police or security in place for a crowd such as this. The gods are angry with the queen. See how her image is tarnished plus failed marriage. Not a smart, former wife of the Oni of Ife that could not stay in the marriage and went away to do ministry. And she was in the ministry before she went to marry a traditional ruler with all the rituals involved in traditional ruler's marriage. And then when she could not cope, she came back again to ministry. And she's still bearing the name. Now for this kind of people. And people will sit down in that kind of ministry to listen and to hear. So unfortunate, good intentions turn tragic. May God rest their souls and comfort the entire families in Jesus' precious name. Amen. But the fact here is, how good are the intentions? That is the thing, because this is a case of the more you look, the less you see. What is driving this? What is driving this kind of charity? Is it fame? Is it genuine? or is it something that is done annually just to reinforce, back up some forces somewhere for success in life? Then that is where people call it sacrifice. In this thing, you don't trust it 100%. To nobody knows how good intentions are. So it's a very shameful country. Why coming too late for such event? Nigerians and their injustice must oppress you, which is a pity. Then just collect those bloods, eh? Just collect those bloods to they grow their powers. Abi, them just collect those bloods to they grow their powers and riches. It is unfortunate. This guy now is you know agreeing to what I just said, that this thing might not just be ordinary. The truth will come out later. Always happens in the zoo. Another pathetic incident in series. Not a small thing. So thank you for listening. Let's have a comment as a witness has confessed how the stampede took place at Ibadan.